Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am glad to see you here. This is your stock market watch list for Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. Thank you for tuning in to Market Money Finance. First things first, I do not provide any personal investment advice, nor am I a qualified or licensed investment advisor. I'm an amateur investor. Therefore, any information you find here, any ideas, opinions, stock picks, they should be seen as entertainment or educational purposes only and should not be construed as personal investment advice. My only recommendation that I have for you is to like the video and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and helps get this information to those who are looking for it. So now that that's out of the way, we did have some pre-market news this morning. Russia became the first country to approve a vaccine, and it was allegedly tested on Putin's daughter, which is, needless to say, some very interesting news to wake up to in the morning. Um, there was also some news coming out of North Baghdad that a U.S. led coalition was targeted by an IED attack. Very sad news, not news you want to hear ever. I did as much research as I could, and I did not find any reports of casualties. But that was right at this time is when the news was hitting the market pretty much. Not saying that that's what caused the sell off in the morning, but it probably did not help. So yesterday I did said I would be looking at Caterpillar this morning. It didn't quite go as I planned. There was about a $4 swing at open, and contracts jumped to 17 $17 each, but it was kind of weird. They sat there all day and then eventually went down to 15. I didn't get the movement out of it that I was looking for. The contracts eventually died. I did sell out at I think it was $12, so I took a $30 loss on the play. The contracts did hold value throughout the day. It wasn't what I was looking for, and we'll get to it later in the video. But with what was going on right here, I just I wasn't I wasn't confident really in holding this play, and I was like, you know what, just give me my money back, and then sometimes there's not a problem with getting your money back. I did as well make a trade on Boeing this morning, and I picked up 11 contracts, meant to pick up 10, but one of my orders that I had going through didn't get canceled in time, which I completely understand. But their weeklies, I was buying them to flip them, and things obviously did not go as planned. I bought 240 weeklies for an average cost of 13 cents. They had gone up to about 22 cents, so I was in profit for a little bit up here. I was expecting Boeing to hit the 190 mark and possibly go to 191. That's what I was looking for. As you can see, it did the complete opposite, and it even closed lower than it opened. And I was very disappointed that I still do have those contracts, and I will see how things go in the future. But just not what I was looking for with Boeing today. I thought it was going to play out a lot differently. We did have some Walmart news this morning that they were pairing up with Instacart to do same day delivery, to try and compete with Amazon and Whole Foods. So I did get two September 4th 150 calls for 45 cents each. I bought those pretty much right around here when the news dropped. We'll see what the market gives us tomorrow, obviously. QCOM did have news this morning come out about a U.S. appeal court throwing out its antitrust ruling. So that's the spike you see here. That ruling was pretty much saying QCOM was not operating as a monopoly. So yeah, that's exactly what caused that pop here. As you can see, the banks did kill it this morning, and Wells Fargo finally got on the same page as everyone else. That's what I was talking about the other day. Wells Fargo was on a complete opposite trend. They needed to hop on the train and get the gains, and they finally did that. So that's good to see. There was sell off at the end. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Why there was that sell off, or what could have potentially led to that sell off. But I do have, well, at the time yesterday, I had 81 shares of Bank of America. Um, I want to say it was about right here at about the 27-24 mark. I did buy 19 more shares, so I now have 100 shares. And what I'm pretty much thinking is that maybe Bank of America in the next couple days gains a little bit more steam, gets closer to the $30 range, and then I can sell some premium. Um, the only risky part about that is Bank of America is a dividend stock. So doing covered calls with that, if it does go above my mark, I get exercise, and it's close to ex dividend date, I will have to cover those dividend payments. So maybe I just sell premium until I think Bank of America's dividend is September 4th or something like that. So just sell it up to the 4th and then no more weekly premium until after that, and then collect the dividend and keep on going from there. But yeah, I picked up 19 more shares of Bank of America and gonna collect the dividends, get that drip, but also sell premium as well. So in the last hour of the market, we did have this huge SPY sell-off. It was about a $4 move in 4 minutes. We did have some pieces of news coming out at that time. We had McConnell saying that stimulus talks are pretty much at a stalemate, which makes you wonder how much of the market is actually just being held up on the hopes of another stimulus check. Um, Again, we had already had the news of the U.S. coalition convoy that was targeted by the IED explosion in North Baghdad. And then also at the same time of the stimulus talk news coming out, we had rumors about Joe Biden's vice president candidate being Kamala Harris. So it was just there's a lot there's a lot that the market has to digest here. So theoretically speaking, there's a lot on the spy's plate right now that it has to either get its knife and fork and eat up, or it's just gonna throw a temper tantrum and throw it everywhere. And we're either gonna keep rebounding and go to all time highs, or we are going to slowly start declining, or even rapidly declining as we were seeing here. Because over the past week, the SPY hasn't dropped like that, as you can see. It was a big drop in a short amount of time, and if people start to panic, it could get bad. After hours today, we did have President Trump go live, and he did talk about Operation Warp Speed, and he did bring up MRNA. That's what this pop is here, and he's talking about the government, I believe, buying portions of the vaccine from them. So it looks like the U.S. government is saying that they've agreed to purchase 100 million doses of this vaccine from Moderna. Yeah, so it also included Johnson and Johnson, Sanofi, and GSX, but Moderna is definitely eating up most of it. Wow, it's just going crazy still. And apparently the deal was for 1.5 billion federal funding, 1.5 billion for 100 doses of this vaccine, and you can see that is affecting Trump very fairly. I think was high for Moderna, 90 something. Yeah, 99.78. So still got a long way to all time highs, but we'll see how this plays out. But that pretty much sums up what I'm gonna be looking for tomorrow and what happened today, at least from what I saw. Definitely gonna be looking at Myrna. But thank you for coming by. I hope you are ready. Make sure that you protect your cash. It's not about how much money you make, but how much money you keep. I will see you all tomorrow.